Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an updated most OP build for Vex in Borderlands 4. Now there's a new weapon, an order gun, which lets us charge up our shots, and we can use bloodshot on top of this to deal insane amounts of damage. What's great is there's actually 4 weapons that lets us counter pretty much every single boss and enemy in the game. Elemental eaters, we don't even gotta worry about them because we can do full-on kinetic damage with this setup. Now, we also got a really cool underbarrel on this. This is a really fun build, too, because with this underbarrel, we got a needle launcher, which is going to have this needle that'll home around. You can see it shreds through enemies. And what's great about this is it actually will go wherever we're aiming. So it's good on bosses, and it's good against mobs. The Rooker sniper rifle just dropped in Bounty Pack 1 in Borderlands 4 now. This can have a variety of different roles. The optimal role would have the Jacob's License accessory. I've been grinding for it. It's a hard drop to find, but you can get a TDR license accessory, which lets you throw this gun, giving it a really fast reload speed, which will up its DPS. Be mindful of the critical hit modifier. You can get a plus 55 here, which is nice. The other thing is this is kinetic damage, but the underbarrel is shock, so you can take out shields with that and still get your life steal off with it. Now, also rolling with the Wombo Combo Bod and Stray gives us coverage for every single enemy in the game. We can get Bloodshot to be plus 10 as well. Even if you don't have this, this is still going to be very strong because what we're also doing is adding on our life steal on top of this, so we got great survivability and huge damage. And I'll show you at the end of the video how to one-shot bosses. Now, we like to have the leeching attunement. You can go with the right hand skill tree if you don't want to use just kinetic damage, but these are going to be the best weapons. There's 2 of them in particular that work well. It also will apply for 6 seconds after, so if you only have 2 kinetic damage and let's say a fire and a shock damage, you can swap between them and continue swapping, and what it's going to do is give you your leech and life steal for 6 seconds afterwards. So very useful ability. With Bloodletter we get bleed, and what's great about bleed is it does 30% of our gun damage per second. What's also great about that is we do a ton of gun damage with our sniper. So if you got a fully charged up shot, you can do some pretty crazy stuff with this. And we're later going to take Grave Implements because this can give a big gun damage boost as well, which is nice. But the material components, this just gives a flat out 35% boost to the damage of that. So really nice, and it'll also give us increased bleed damage. And once we get from levels 15 to 30, the best choice would be to go to the Ars Arcana. Now, Ars Arcana is a very powerful skill. They buffed it on the last major patch. It used to be less than this, but now you get 45% skill damage. Skill damage is different from action skill, so it will apply to our action skill. But bleed is considered a skill. Pretty much anything that's got orange text there. So Bloodshot later is also considered Ars Arcana buffable. So yeah, very powerful. Once we get down here, we're going to take the Bloodshot. So with it at 5 stacks, you're going to get 50% of your current health, and later on, you can get upwards of 100%. This is very powerful. So when we use a Repkit, our next gunshot will become a Bloodshot, converting damage dealt into kinetic damage and dealing bonus damage based on our current health. So no matter what gun you're doing, it's going to be kinetic damage based now. And then the bonus damage is based on how much health we have, and we can get our health decently high. It does not work with Grave Vitality, unfortunately, which increases your maximum health. You'd think it would, but it doesn't work properly that way. But we want to get this up to 5. This will let us take the Heart Piercer Capstone, which is going to be our best in slot Capstone, because this will make it so that our Eldritch Blast will sacrifice health, but it will become a piercing wave, so we can hit multiple enemies, get our health back. It gives us 150% bonus damage and healing of our sacrifice health, so this can do pretty good damage, especially if we get our health maxed out, especially using things like the Timekeeper's New Shield. And we can then add in the best Augment here, Witchy Trigger Finger. These go together very well because this will reload our gun. So if we're using the bod, you can tear through every single enemy in the game using the bod, especially if you got any enhancement that increases the magazine size of any type of weapon, because that'll give your bod enough to be able to replenish it, even if you have a fast fire rate from Drink Full. So yeah, this is the best. It'll also give you a boost to your gun damage, so it's really good. As we continue on into levels 30 to 40, Essence Leech here is really good. This will give us a flat out 10% life steal, and then when we activate our action skill, it turns into 20. Huge, because we then can now add Blood is Power, bonus kinetic damage with guns based on our current life steal when our health is full. So yeah, that gives us a massive boost, especially because we got a good life steal on this. This will give us that max extra bonus damage and bonus kinetic damage. If we have 30% life steal at the time, that's 90% extra bonus damage. That's huge. It's actually a massive increase. Now in these levels here, we can add critical hit chance to our action skill. Even going here, getting increased health, the more full our shield and health bar is nice. But I think to go into the red skill tree, enchantment is just so good because when our action skill is active, which means we're using our Eldritch Blast, we're going to get bonus kinetic damage. Again, that takes all the benefits from our gun damage. So this is a 37.5% bonus kinetic damage. We got the 300% of life steal as bonus kinetic damage. And then we also have Bloodshot as bonus damage. We're doing a lot of bonus damage. So now we need to add some gun damage increases like the Grave Implement. So this is a kill skill. Whenever we kill an enemy, we're going to increase our gun damage by 20%, 3 stacks. So this will apply again. All of our bonus damage is going to grab that, making it pretty strong. It only has 3 stacks though, so you get plus 60% until we take 3 points of Grave Power. This will then make this go up to 120% bonus gun damage, which is really, really nice. Now we can go into this skill tree here if we want to add the critical hit chance. It's tough because we got all these points over here that we really do want to take. You could just take cold iron for an additional 9% gun damage if you wanted to. I like it. In previous builds, I've showed off the Hasty Fiends giving us movement speed and damage reduction is nice. Although this damage reduction does not stack very well if you're going to be using the Timekeeper's New Shield, so you end up losing a bit of extra damage reduction. But I still think this is possibly the best choice. But again, you can go in here and take one of these skills like Keen Mind. Because with this class mod, we got +5 to Bloodshot, which is really high damage. If you want to be more defensive, the Shielded Teen Witch here, if you can get +3 into the Red Shield class mod there, this is going to give us 10% extra life steal. And this one came with 20% damage dealt. So this one's a really good roll. High damage. But Bloodshot I found to be better because the special ability here is when we hit an enemy with a sniper rifle, this will trigger Bloodshot. Or kill an enemy will trigger Bloodshot, so we don't have to use a Repkit now to trigger it. Critically hitting an enemy while sniper rifle is active will give a 33% chance to trigger Bloodshot. So if we can get crits off, that's really good. Stray is particularly good at this because it has 2 secondary bullets that'll home in, and if we have a critical hit knife and we throw multiple of them, this can actually stack together very well. But this works very well on top of the Rooker. It'd be even better if I could get a Jacob's Lace accessory Rooker because that allowed to chain around as well, but this is going to be the best choice. And I got 2 points of the Infernal Sum here, which gives a 16% increase of critical hit damage with enemies that have less than 66% of their health, which is okay, but we really want to get that 5 points into Bloodshot. That's going to be the most ideal. This class mod took me so long to find. I've been so happy to finally use Bloodshot and make it feel really powerful. But our best shield, I think, is the Timekeeper's New Shield. Now, this bonus maximum health that we get doesn't actually apply to Bloodshot, so it's calculated prior to the health being added from this. So that's just something to keep in mind, similar to how it doesn't work with the skill trees. But you could also throw on a Watch for Dinner. If you can get a Siphon and an Amp together, that's really good. The Watch for Dinner just adds a bonus shock damage on top, which lets us rip through shields a little bit quicker. But we could also throw on Cinder Shelly for the extra defense. We could also put on the Super Soldier to replenish our ammunition. I really like the Super Soldier, and Fireworks is great for mobbing. Now, enhancements. This is the worst rolls possible, but you want to get the power shot. Guns with order licensed parts will get 30% bonus extra damage when firing from maximum charge. So if you shoot off 5 of them, that's a big spike to our damage. I also got one with 50% max accuracy and burst fire speed with maximum charge, which is okay. There's one that'll replenish your ammo. That's probably better on this gun because it does chew through the ammo. And the best rolls would be gun damage and probably sniper rifle size or sniper rifle damage. You can roll with 2 of those. It'd be the best enhancement. Now, I got the Vivisecting Throwing Knife. This is going to be our most optimal choice. You can go with the any type of heavy ordnance work. Slippy with some healing can be fun. The Waterfall is a very powerful grenade, but the Critical Hit Knife just enhances so many of these options because with our class mod, we get extra benefits when we get critical hits, and this is going to be our main way of getting that. Now, we also got one really good item, Triple Bypass. So Triple Bypass will increase the damage. If you can get an amp, that's most ideal. The Enraged for 30% bonus or extra damage is nice. Tank for less damage taken is also great. And the Leech given 30% lifesteal for 10 seconds when you're using the Timekeeper's New Shield means you just never die because this has really, like the Triple Bypass is pretty crazy for keeping you sustained. But the amp is going to be best because when we use this, we trigger our Bloodshot because Bloodshot is also just naturally triggered off of our Repkit. We have 3 charges. This will also give us our action skill back, and this gives us an increase to our gun damage, which is huge. When you consider that the Rooker can be charged up to 5 shots, getting that extra damage, this will then give you that 200% extra damage, the Bloodshot giving 100% of our health bar on top of all of that. So yeah, the Rooker gets some pretty crazy damage there. And it also has the needles that you can shoot and deal extra damage. Now, I got a tedier roll on this. I had another couple choices for this on different characters. I'm having a hard time finding the Jacob's Lace accessory, but the tedier is great because it's a fast reload. I like having the Stray as a backup. You can see there the damage per second on the Stray is really high because it shoots off 2 additional bullets. If you get a Jacob's Lace accessory and a Ripper parts on this, it's really fun because it just shoots really fast. And if you're using your Witchy Trigger Finger on your Augment, you basically get your ammo back infinitely. The bod is going to be the best for Vault Hunt or anything, an Ultimate Vault Hunter 6 that'll be releasing here soon. It's just a really strong shotgun, so use it. And the Wombo combo is really powerful too because it's got the rockets that'll deal with the vile enemies. It's the only really downside is dealing with vile. But we have these here that are great for any type of elemental leaders because we're doing so much kinetic damage. And the best defense works well here because we're going to have our health full all the time. And this will also trigger our other benefits as well. So we want to have that 30% extra damage. Great. Now with caffeine, when we use our Repkit, which we're going to be spamming it, will give us 25% of our action skill back so we can go into our life-stealing form, our augment, or our action skill Eldritch Blast even quicker. Really, this plus 50% gun damage, don't need to explain that. It's a big boost. And then we'll add 25% gun damage onto our I am a gun here, because this will take our gun damage increase and add to our action skill, but only 50% of them. So this will actually get added to that. It's really good. So when we get into a boss fight, the first thing we want to do is we want to shoot this needle off here because it's just going to home around. And you can see it's actually pretty silly because it's going to bounce around and try to destroy the boss just like that. You can actually get really lucky, especially if you amp it there. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. We didn't even have to aim. That's killing the boss in seconds in Ultimate Vault Hunter 5. So yeah, all you have to do is just shoot the needle off there and aim at the boss. I'm not even going to fire, actually I'll fire one shot to show you the high damage that it'll do. Because yeah, it's just going to keep spinning around and just delete the boss there. If you can get lucky and get a Jacobs on this gun, it's going to be an insane one. You can also just continually keep firing it. You don't have to charge it up. It's obviously going to do a lot more damage, but if you just need to pick off an enemy here and there, it's actually really good to aim and just shoot a single fire. Now, if you can find an enhancement that's got gun magazine size plus 50 and shotgun magazine size plus 75, the bod becomes the best. With this SMG underbarrel, this will basically give us that extra, a really good extra damage. And if you're spamming Eldritch Blast, you're going to keep recovering your ammunition so that bod doesn't shoot. And this will be able to destroy any boss in Ultimate Vault Hunter 5 and 6 that's coming soon. And all you have to do is then swap, yeah, you can see there the health bar got deleted in seconds. So I really enjoy this Yondu-esque type gun. The Rooker is really cool, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. The Stray is probably actually one of the best for just mobbing in general. I find the Stray is a very powerful weapon, but got a great arsenal of 4 different weapons there. You can really use whatever on this. This is a strong Vex build, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one.